Welcome back to Star Trek Resurgence. Let's get into this.
There's so much I want to ask you.
There's so little I can tell you. I'm a portal, not a scientist, but I'll certainly do my best. I can only assume this is one of your older starships. One would think, given the importance of your mission, they might send a ship of a more recent vintage. But, apparently not.
The Resolute is primarily a research vessel, if that's what you mean. Not a warship.
Although she has been known to hold her own in a fight.
Against what?
Something wrong?
Not at all. The galaxy has grown more diverse since the days of the Tekon Empire.
Because you conquered everyone who didn't look like you.
To the contrary. Most lesser civilizations willingly joined the Empire to enjoy the benefits of an advanced way of life. But that expansion came with its own set of problems, so I admire your ability to diversify without creating conflict. That was always our challenge. And perhaps, ultimately, our downfall.
The Federation prides itself on its inclusiveness. I'd say it's one of our greatest strengths.
As the Vulcans say, infinite diversity in infinite combinations.
Interesting. I'd be curious to meet one of these Vulcans.
All right, we're going to stop for a moment. So I did go back to watch the episode of The Next Generation that the Tekon Guardian was in. I didn't watch the whole episode, but I did watch the parts that featured the planet and the parts with Portal 6-3. And I think that the developers here have done a really, really good job of recreating Portal 6-3 here in this game. He doesn't look exactly the same. In fact, I think he looks way better here in the game than he does in his, fake hair and, scalp makeup from the episode. It's kind of interesting. It's in the first season of the Next Generation, and it's either episode 4 or 5, depending upon whether you count Encounter at Farpoint as 1 or 2 episodes. Memory Alpha shows it as episode 5 of season 1, and but Paramount Plus shows it as episode 4 of season 1. But anyway, I went back and watched the parts, and the planet with the crystals and stuff, they did a fantastic job of recreating the planet in this game. And like I said, he looks pretty much the same. He's wearing different clothes, though, which I find kind of interesting. They changed his outfit a little bit. The stick that he carries, weapon stick, whatever, it looked pretty much exactly the same. And then the voice actor sounds the same, but it's not the same guy, I found out. So yeah. And then one other thing was, sure enough, it was Riker who talked to Portal 6-3, and Portal 6-3 basically tested Riker, and Riker passed the test with flying colors, of course. And then Portal 6-3 got like super chummy with him. Like they were just good old buddies, just talking. They talked about the Ferengi who were also on the planet. And Portal 6-3 was like, should I destroy them? And then Riker's like, well, then they would never learn. And so they talked about the Ferengi for a little bit. And right at the end, Portal 6-3 shakes Riker's hand and says, I shall sleep until needed again. So he did say that to Riker. And the last episode, he said, I think playing as Jara, we said something like, you said you'd be available if we needed you, or something like that. And I guess he kind of said that, I'll sleep until needed again. So nice job on continuity, I guess, and not breaking canon or anything like that. They've taken a character from a very, very early episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. Go back and watch that episode. It's pretty rough. The Ferengi are kind of terrible, and you could tell that the actors are still getting to know their characters, getting a feel for them. But it's also kind of charming in its own way. The parts I watched, I did enjoy. So go check it out. Anyway, just wanted to throw that in here to let you know that I did go back and check out that episode. Let's continue.
If this is the best you have, then so be it. To locate this scion, Galvan, I'll need full access to your ship's systems.
Full access?
Huh. You must be out of your mind.
No, I'm right here, completely in my mind. Given this is merely a research ship, I won't be able to find him without it. Perhaps I should have made that clear up front. I'll need to make certain modifications.
I can't promise anything, but let me see what I can do.
Just know, without it, I won't be able to help you.
This isn't gonna fly.
I'll see you on the bridge. Captain Solano, I'd like to introduce you to Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire.
Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Likewise. I can't say I've ever met a portal before. There is no modern equivalent. Not within the Federation, at least.
He's been kind enough to agree to help us find Galvan.
I am at your service, to whatever extent I can be of help.
If nothing else, I'm sure you're happy for a change of scenery. You spent 600,000 years at your post. That certainly takes an uncommon level of dedication.
We all have our duty.
Of course. But I'm curious. You were stationed there in preparation for what, exactly?
Any and all threats to the Empire.
An empire that no longer exists. Which suggests you weren't very successful.
You said you needed my help. I didn't come here to be insulted. Perhaps that was a mistake. I'd be happy to return to Delphi Ardu at any time.
Of course, the fall of the Empire had nothing to do with you. We know that.
Do you? Because it seems your captain has a different opinion.
I'm merely curious where your allegiances might lie. Clearly it's with the Takan.
Yes, Captain. You have found me out and exposed my true loyalties. To the Takan, not to the Scions of the Flame, who do nothing more than tarnish us in name and reputation and don't deserve to be called Takan. That's why I'm here. And if you'd be so kind as to give me access to your ship's systems, we can get on with it. And you can stop wasting my time.
Access to our systems? That's completely out of the question. Tell me that's not what you promised. We're vulnerable enough as it is. And now we're supposed to give him access to everything? Ridiculous.
Captain, I know it's a risk, but right now it's our best shot at finding Galvan and that ship.
Now I understand your reluctance. I never imagined offering to help would be met with such ignorance. Bordering on incompetence.
If you're not enjoying your visit to our ship, we'd be more than happy to let you wither away back on your pathetic little rock.
Captain?
You clearly do not appreciate the magnitude of the threat the Scions pose. So myopic is your focus on your own ego. I will not be leaving until they have been found.
Commander Ryder, a word.
And to think, I waited 600,000 years for this.
You realize this puts me in an incredibly difficult position. I was against seeking him out from the start, but now, to give him access to our systems? It's insane! And you somehow expect me to believe his allegiance is with us? You heard what he said in there. There's no way we can trust him.
I might otherwise agree, but you're missing the most important point. He's a Takan, and he may be loyal to the Takan, but not to the Scions of the Flame. He's against everything they believe in. You heard what he said.
There's too much at stake to be wrong on this.
We sought him out for a reason. To help him find our missing crew, Galvan, and those Elydian ships. This is the plan we agreed to with Ambassador Spock.
Which I never liked. But here we are. You know what this mission means to us. Not just for the Federation, but for me personally. I can't afford another screw-up. Losing the shield algorithms was bad enough. This could be the end of my career.
I'm sorry, Captain. You know I support you, but millions of lives and the future of the Federation are at stake here. Both of which are more important right now than your career.
It's not just mine. It's both of ours.
Then so be it.
I'm going to trust your instincts on this one. I just hope you're right. For both of our sakes. Let me know if you find anything.
Goodness gracious, this guy, he's the worst. He's just so worried about his own career. Isn't it time for him to retire anyway? And he throws it at her. It's your career too. She's like, I know, we're doing the right thing. I'll be fine. We got a reaction from Portal 6-3. Portal 6-3 felt slightly less offended after Jara defended him from Captain Solano's insult when they first met. But he couldn't understand why she tolerated his ignorance. And man, Portal 6-3 got right to the root of it, didn't he? He's like, I can't believe the ignorance bordering on incompetence here. He just looked right through the captain and saw that it was all about his ego. Picked up on that real quick. And then, of course, the captain himself has reacted to us. Captain Solano was outraged when he learned Jara had promised Portal 6-3 access to the ship's computers. We actually never promised him, we just said we'd try, but found himself persuaded by her convincing argument in favor of it. Well, at least he can be persuaded. That's good. You know, at least he's not just going to like stick to his guns and refuse. If that happened and I was Jara, I'd be like, okay, Captain, whatever you say. And then I'd walk right out of the room and give Guy the Portal 6-3 access anyway. Because screw this guy. He's the worst. He is. He's incompetent. He really is. He seems to be to me. I don't know. Let's resume.
We're good. You may begin.
I will, of course, have to make a few modifications.
What kind of modifications?
To find Taconian technology requires Taconian technology. If this Scion Galvan modified his ships, then I must do likewise to yours.
That doesn't look good.
The galaxy is nearly infinite in size and complexity. This may take a moment.
How long
I
will
found
it take?
something. There you are.
What is it? Galvan?
Someone is using Taconian technology. I can't get the precise bearings, but it's located in the Palisades cluster.
I'll let the captain know.
Interesting. Well, look how much time it's giving me to use my comm badge. Why is it giving me so much time to do this? And what happens if I don't? I mean, we gotta let the captain know. He knows what we're doing. There's no reason not to tell him. Why is this giving me such a long time? Let's use the comm badge.
Riding to Solano. I think Portal may have located Galvan.
I'll be right there.
I'm getting all kinds of interference. Almost impossible to lock on the energy signature.
Where's he hiding?
In the Palisades cluster.
Interesting. Can you lock in on the location?
Not until you get me closer.
Lieutenant Handar, set a course for the Palisades cluster.
Aye, Captain.
Well, I suppose I owe you an apology. You were right after all. That's what I get for questioning the advice of my first officer. You always have my back.
No apology necessary. Your concerns were valid.
Nonetheless, I should learn to trust your instincts, which were absolutely right. Nice work. Let me know if you find anything more.
Will do. What's wrong?
I didn't want to say anything until I was certain. But the reason for the interference is simple.
Yo.
There's a Taconian device on this ship being used to block the signal. Whoever planted it was exceptionally clever. They knew how and where to hide it. But they have underestimated my abilities.
Engineering.
Take care of the Taconian device, and I can find Galvan for you. It's designed to interfere with all transmissions. Or at least delay and confuse the effort to find Galvan's ship.
Hold on. My understanding is that Takan technology requires a Takan to operate. Is there another Takan on this ship?
The Scions could have someone on the ship, doing everything they can to stop us from finding Galvan.
Don't worry, I'll get this fixed. We're going to find that ship.
Man, this is really good. Like, and I keep talking about the music. The background music really sets the tone. I'm super curious to know whether they composed and performed the music for this game or whether they're just using stock Star Trek music. Regardless, it's fantastic. I think it really sets the mood. Something that I thought was kind of funny though was like Solano walks into the room and like there's all these crystals sticking out of his ship. And he doesn't say a word about it. Was that just something that they just overlooked in the game, or is no big deal, or is Solano the Takan? If Solano was the Takan, I don't know, man. I think he would be acting differently. I mean, he's been acting strangely from when we very first met him before we even encountered the Takan. So I don't think Solano's the Takan. I don't think he is. Somebody who we haven't seen in a while is Chovak. We haven't seen him in a long time. And then there's this guy who earlier I asked, what purpose does he have in the game? Is he just somebody we met on the shuttle earlier and then saw in the hallway once again and then never interacted with him again? Maybe we did interact with him again, I don't remember, but those are the only 2 times I remember interacting with him. He seemed like an important character at the starting, so I'm going to accuse him. He's the Takan. I'm calling it now. Just based on what I just said, and that's all. Let's see. Anything new here? I don't think... Well, I think Solano... Nope, nothing new there. All right, let's resume.
Engineers would have found this device already if it wasn't well hidden. Better to rely on my tricorder.
All right, let's rely on the tricorder, but first let's see if there's anything for us to look at or anyone to talk to. Look at the screens. Look at this one over here. That's very cool. No, it doesn't look like there's anything for us to inspect. Oh wow, how far in here can we go? Look at this, we get to walk around engineering. How cool is that? Wow, there's all kinds of places. Oh, look at this, all kinds of places to look in. This is so awesome. I just want to walk around engineering. There's stairs here. Can't seem to go down them. Probably for the best. Don't worry, we'll get out the tricorder here in a moment. I just want to look around. I mean, I get to walk around engineering. It's so awesome. Another little room back here? So many places where this could be hidden. Which, I mean, it's true. I mean, imagine what engineering would actually be like on a starship. Probably be a pretty big... complicated place with lots of places to hide things.
There's a lot of noise in here. I should scan the device putting out the most radiation to filter it out.
Okay, we're looking for the device with the most radiation. I mean, it's got to be this, right? Oh, we're a little bit out of range. Let's see if I get closer. We're going to have to walk over here. This little balcony here.
That's better. Most other radiation sources in here are well contained. There's definitely tetrametric radiation nearby. But even with the gain boosted, it's getting drowned out by other sources of radiation in here.
Resolute warp core, byproduct radiation of the matter-antimatter reaction. Primarily low-frequency radio waves, free neutrinos, and acoustic kinetic energy. Alright, what are we doing now? Oh, something coming from there. Let's walk over here. Yeah, I kind of figured that whatever we were looking for was going to be in one of these side rooms. Oh my. Oh yeah, there's something coming from over there, that's for sure. Let's go check this out. But I think we're still just filtering things out, aren't we?
A little bit of harmless radiation leakage here, but enough to mask the tetrametric pulses. Easy enough to cancel out. There's still something drowning out the tetrametric radiation. I need to find it so I could filter it out as well.
EPS visual inspection conduit, 6 layers of transparent alloys, vacuum barriers, and low-grade force fields contain the raw electroplasma behind these ports. Filtered radiation is primarily infrared and visible... Oh, I can scroll down. Electromagnetic radiation between 580 and 1100 nanometer wavelengths. Okay, I think we're going to have to walk over to that other room. Just to guess. Game won't let me run in here. There's no running in engineering. Let's do a scan here real quick. Oh no, there's something coming from over here. Right over there. So these guys would just go about their business. They wouldn't bother to ask why we're scanning things with our tricorder. Ooh, this looks like a little access panel or something here.
Jeffrey's tubes thump harmonics from all over the ship. I'll filter that out. There we go. I'm getting a clear tetrametric signal now.
Jeffrey's tube. Maintenance crawl spaces act as a waveguide for ultra-low frequency acoustic and electromagnetic radiation, generally in the 75 to 85 decibel range. Caution labels mark areas of high radiation and recommended personal protection gear. Alright, let's kind of scan around here and see if anything shows up. Okay, nothing in this room, it would seem. I'm going to go over to this room here to our left. It's got to be in there, right? Yep, sure enough, it's coming from this room. There it is.
Found it.
Oh, there you go.
Excuse me. Do you belong here?
Do you belong? I told you.
Rydek. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you.
Paul. Calloway, right?
Yes. You know, it means a lot that you remembered. What, are you doing back here? I don't mean to pry, but first officers don't usually go digging around engineering compartments.
Oh gosh, I don't even know what to say.
Just a routine systems check. We've been having problems with our comms lately.
Oh, that's news to me. I haven't heard anything about it.
Probably because the comm system isn't working. Have you seen anyone else in here recently that might seem out of the ordinary? Maybe someone who doesn't work in engineering.
Not that I can think of, but I can ask around. I'm here almost all the time, but maybe someone else noticed something?
That would be great. Just be discreet about it. I don't want anyone to be alarmed.
Discretion is my specialty. Well, I'll leave you alone already. Oh, come to think of it, that Hotari woman was down here earlier with Dr. Duvall finishing the last of the bioscans.
Tyler?
That would be out of the ordinary, right?
Thank you.
Wait a minute. That actually gave me chills, the thought that it could be Tylus. And then I thought, well, if he was actually Takan, he would maybe he'd want to single out somebody else, right? And Tylus is certainly a good choice because he made a good point. Tylus shouldn't be down there. But if he's telling the truth and Tylus was down there, why was she down there? So There's no way it's Tylus, right? But I mean, it's certainly more likely that it's Tylus because she's been down there. She's been on the she's been in the mines. She's been down there where the Cartabula is. Is it possible she's a Taconian? Is she a scion of the flame? If so, she sure is playing the long game and she's doing a hell of a good job. Damn. Wow, that got really good. Holy crap. Let's see what his reaction to us was. Ensign Calloway was somewhat suspicious and more than a little concerned when he discovered Jara lurking in engineering. I'm wondering myself if I hadn't taken a moment to try to guess who the Taconian is, and I hadn't looked through here and hadn't guessed it was him, would I have reacted to him the same way I just did? Because I was instantly suspicious of him. This is fantastic. Ah, man, I hope it's not Tylus because she's awesome. But boy, that sure would be a twist, wouldn't it? I mean, we have no idea what this guy's been doing. So apparently he works in engineering. I wasn't sure where he worked. I don't know if he was in security or what, but he's in engineering. So he's probably never even made it down to the surface, has he? I know that there was like a security detail that was sent down during the negotiations, but he wouldn't have gone down for that. Why would they send an engineer? So it's thinking about it, it's seeming more and more unlikely that he's the Taconian. And more likely that it's Tylus. Oh gosh. If you know, please don't spoil it for anybody in the comments, okay? Just no spoilers. Let's resume here. Okay, so we are going to, I guess look at this stuff. I'm not really sure what we're doing here. Are we going to tricorder it? No. I got to shoot it with our phaser. What am I doing here? Oh no. Oh crap! I don't know what I'm doing. Gosh, I hope I didn't break it when I paused it. So my options are I could try to walk around, but I can't walk around. I could try to stand up. I can't stand up. I can't draw my phaser or my tricorder. I'm pressing the left mouse button and the right mouse button. I'm looking around. Oh no. What are we doing? I can't seem to do anything. I'm trying to think of what this little... When I see this little marker on the screen, normally it means I can interact with something. Oh no. This is bad. This is real bad. Oh no, what do I do here? Yeah, I can't seem to do anything. Controls. That's the key, the keyboard. I can't. So I've pressed all these. I tried crouching. I've tried both of these. I haven't tried tricorder modes. I've tried aiming my phaser. I've tried this, moving the camera around. So the only thing I haven't tried to run. I haven't pressed shift, and I haven't pressed Q or E. Oh, let's let me zoom in. That's interesting. I didn't know it did that. But that doesn't seem to be helping me any. And then there's shift, which would be run. But that certainly isn't doing anything either. Oh, no. Oh, no. What do I do? Oh, no. No. So, I mean, if this is glitched, I feel like my only option would be to return to the main menu. And then when I restart the game, it'll start us back basically I'm trying to think of the last time we got a title, and it might have been when I started this episode. Have we gotten a title since then? I don't know if we have. So do I need to go back there and start over? See, what else I wanted to point out. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's working. Remember earlier I was trying to maneuver through these? It is the left and right, but before I clicked here, I couldn't go left and right. So what you have to do for that screen is go here. Yeah, see, I'm hitting the left and right arrows and nothing's happening. But if you click, and then you could go left and right. Okay. Not that that has anything to do with anything right now. But, stealth. Huh. Do I have to start over again? I'm moving as far in each direction as I can with the mouse. It's as far as it lets me go in each direction. I'm hovering my mouse over top of the crystals, and you can probably hear me pressing buttons. I'm hitting 1 and 2 to try to bring up my tricorder. I think I have to start over again, man. I think I do. This is kind of an interesting shot right here. I think what we're looking at, that like blue light there on her right hand, on her index finger, that's her duridium thing or whatever that's called. Looks blue. We've seen it green, yellow, and red before. I've never seen it blue, but it could just be the lighting. Oh my gosh. Well, I think what I'm going to have to do, I can't think of what it is that I'm missing here. I've tried every button in the controls. You know, there's nothing else to do. I've pressed every button combination there is, so I think I have to go back to the starting of this chapter and play through it again and try to make the same choices I made before so we end up in the exact same state. I don't know what else to do, man. I don't seem to have any other options. Can't move around, can't stand up, can't do anything. All right, well, I hate to do this, but I have to go back to the main menu, and I hit play here. That's interesting. Why is she standing there? Let's see. When did this chapter start? A Stranger Among Us. Okay, it starts here. And okay, so this is obviously way back. So I'll go ahead and play through this again. Unfortunately, you can't skip anything. I'll play through this again, trying to make the same choices that I made, and I'll cut all this part out, and then I will resume once we get back to that point again, and hopefully we'll be able to move forward. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, it'll just be a second for you, but it'll be a few minutes for me. All right, there you go. So I went back and played through this whole episode, basically. It took me about 13, 14 minutes because I knew exactly what to do and where to go. And I think I did a pretty good job of making all the same choices. So here we are, and you can see very plainly that now there is something for us to interact with. Don't know why it wasn't there before, but it is there now. So one thing I wanted to point out that I didn't mention before, the part where the Guardian modified their view screen, and he said something like, this'll take a while. And she, so he looks for a second, and she says, how long will it? And then he says, found something. I just thought it was funny that he found something almost immediately. I got a kick out of that. And then the other thing was, when we're walking around with our tricorder through engineering, this room is very well lit. or at least it looks like it to me. But during the cutscene when we're talking to Paul Calloway, it's very dark in here. I just thought that was interesting. Go back and watch, you'll see what I mean. Anyway, we can now remove the device. That's what we came here for. Let's go ahead and remove it.
Maybe Tylus saw something.
Oh boy. I need to go speak with Tylus. Before we do, let's scan the room, see if there's anything else we can interact with. So Tylus is hanging out here in sick bay. I wonder why she's in sick bay. What is she doing now? I'm not saying that I'm suspicious of her right now. I'm just curious, story-wise, why is she in here? See if there's anybody else we can interact with. Doesn't look like it. Nothing in here. Hey, Tylus. What's up?
Tylus, can I speak to you for a moment?
Of course. Is something wrong?
There's something happening. I may need your help. This is important.
How can I help?
When you were in engineering with Dr. Duval, did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Or anyone?
Not particularly. Why?
I found this, hidden in a compartment down there.
That's Taconian technology. Does that mean there's a scion on board? But Dr. Duval bioscanned everyone. Every deck, every crew member, I've seen the logs. She couldn't have been more thorough.
We have to trace every contact, starting with engineering, which is where the device was planted.
At least that narrows the list. But we still have to go back quite a while.
Whatever it takes.
It could be anyone.
That includes both of us.
You want me to get scanned? Better to know for sure, right? I'll admit, I was around the Scions as much as anybody.
I would feel more comfortable if you did.
I understand.
Clear.
Now it's your turn.
Sure.
Clear.
Don't sound so surprised.
You spend plenty of time with the Scions as well. You never know.
Let's get to it. The search starts in engineering. Whoever planted the device most likely did it within the last few hours. So I'll start by running a scan, tracking everyone who came through engineering over the last day, in reverse order.
This could take forever to sort through the number of people that were in engineering.
Well, I don't know. One thing I always do when working with databases is remove duplicates.
I'll filter out the duplicates.
That helps.
And let's see, anybody non-engineering down there?
Filtering for outliers. People who don't work in engineering.
Now this is manageable.
Well, let's see if anybody from the Hotari delegation was down there.
Cross-referencing this list with everyone who's traveled to Hotari. Let's see who's left.
Okay. Huh?
No, this can't be right.
What?
Of the people that went to Hotari and visited engineering, it could only have been Captain Solano.
According to this, he was here while you went down to Delphi RD4. Which would have been the perfect opportunity. And no one would question him. He's the captain.
He fits the profile for the kind of people the Takan want to bioform. People with authority that can lead to them gaining more control.
Like Galvan? The Queen?
The captain of a Federation starship. What happened when Dr. Duval bioscanned Captain Solano?
That's just it. She never did.
How is that possible?
Something more urgent would always come up. There was nothing she could do. But performing a bioscan is the only way to be absolutely sure.
That's not going to be easy. First thing I need to do is get this device to Portal.
Be careful. And good luck.
I'll need it.
This is fantastic.
Interference is gone. I have located Galvan's ship more precisely. He's in the Usonia system.
So then it worked.
This whole region was one of the most sacred for the ancient Takan. What many consider the birthplace of our civilization. See these comets and planetoids in the outer orbits? Based on their current trajectory, that's Galvan's destination. And legend tells us it's the location of what was once our largest arsenal. Not that we needed it in the late stages of the Empire, but it was there as a precaution nonetheless.
What kind of weapons are in this arsenal?
It's difficult to know what would have survived from the time of the Empire, but be assured that the damage they have done so far by altering your current technology will be minuscule compared to proper Taconian firepower. If Galvan and the other Scions secure the arsenal, they will become extremely dangerous. My people had such power at the height of the Empire. The Takan were as gods, keeping absolute control over countless worlds. I must speak with them directly. However, the presence of this device is worrying. It's highly likely it was placed here by a Scion hidden among your crew, and it is unlikely this interference device was the Scion saboteur's only trap. If we reach Galvan and the saboteur cripples your ship, we will be at their mercy. Even my powers will not be able to protect us. Do you know who it is?
Do we tell
They may
him?
well do more damage if left alone. Time is not on your side.
I don't know what to tell him.
Just leave that to me. I hope to resolve it soon.
The longer you wait, the more time we lose. Bioforming was so rare in the time of the Empire that I am not able to detect if it has taken place. Whoever you suspect, proof is something you will have to provide on your own.
I'll have it. Once I've bioscanned the person I suspect. I just need to visit Dr. Duval.
That's quite the claim. Told me you were worried about him. But I never imagined this was what was wrong.
I wouldn't be asking you if there was any other possibility.
It would explain why Solano has been too busy for a bioscan lately.
As the ship's doctor, you have the authority to declare him unfit to serve.
If you're right, this is the worst case scenario. Challenging your own captain is a tall order. Are you sure you're prepared for this? If you fail, that's it. The end of your career. Maybe your life.
I don't know if I would be on my own. But with your support, I'm sure we can do it.
That smooth talking may come in handy. I'm in. We can't pull this off with just the two of us. I technically have the authority to make Solano undergo a scan, but in reality, he can and will refuse to do it. We need at least another member of the senior staff to support your claim, or this could all blow up in our faces. You better think long and hard about who you can trust.
All right. This is so good. I can't believe how good this is. Man. Gosh, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. So, like any good mystery, you suspect everyone, right? You know, it's like, I think I thought of Solano first, right? And then I was like, nah, it's this guy. I'm going to guess it's this guy. And then for a moment, it pointed to freaking Tylus of all people. And now it's back to Solano, who we don't know 100% for sure is. We don't. I mean, the game in the story is certainly pointing you in the direction to suspect him, but we don't know for sure. It could be somebody else. It still could be. There could be more twists. But now we need to figure out, who do we trust? We're going to need somebody else in command. Commander Westbrook, or Commander Ermot, right? I think we already got the Doctor. So basically we need somebody with 3 pips, I think. So Ermot and Westbrook are our 2 choices, I believe. Bedrosian, I think, only has 2 pips. She's just a lieutenant. And then Lieutenant Commander Chovak, I don't know if he's high enough. He's got, 2.5 pips, I guess, kind of. This is insane. This is just insane. It's so great. We did get a reaction from Dr. Duvall. Dr. Duvall admired Jarrah's intuition and leadership when she was asked about confronting Captain Solano. And then we did get a kind of a cool reception for Portal 6-3 when we did not share with him who we thought the Scion might be. I didn't feel comfortable naming names because, like I said, we're not 100% sure it's the captain. I did wonder if we shared our concern with Portal 6-3 that maybe he might be able to help us. But then right after that, when we decided not to show him, he said that, bioforming is new and he doesn't have any way of detecting people who have been bioformed anyway. So he wouldn't be able to help us. So I think you keep your dirty laundry to yourself, and like I said, we're still not 100% sure if it's the captain. Let's see. Portal 6-3 felt slightly less offended after Jarrah defended him from Captain Solano's insult when they first met, but he couldn't understand why she tolerated his ignorance. And he suspected she knew more than she let on when he asked her who she suspected might be the Scion aboard the Resolute. Yeah, I don't blame him at all. But, I mean, come on. We don't know for sure yet. We don't know for sure. Did we get a reaction from Tylus? I don't think we got a new one. Yeah, we didn't get a new reaction. Now, we had a choice to make when we not really confronted Tylus, but when we met with Tylus, we talked about doing a scan, right? And we had a choice of, yeah, I think we should do it, or no, I trust you, or we don't have time for this right now. I went ahead and said, yeah, we should do the scan because in the moment I thought, well, if Tylus, I feel like Tylus and Jarrah have a close relationship. I feel like, they trust each other. I feel like Tylus wants to get to the bottom of this. She's all in, right? So I felt pretty confident in saying, yeah, I think we should scan each other. And to my relief, Tylus was like, hell yeah, let's scan. I mean, no negative reaction, not even a hint of it. Tylus was like, we need to get to the bottom of this. Scan me, I'll scan you. No hard feelings. I don't feel bad because you didn't trust me or whatever. We need to scan each other. So I was really, really happy with the way that worked out. So excited about how this is playing out. It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better and better. I'm loving it so much. And I'm quite sure that you guys are too. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, please no spoilers if you know anything that we haven't learned yet. But yeah, I mean, feel free to let me know what you thought. Who did you think it was? Was there a moment when you thought it was Calloway? Was there a moment when you thought it was Tylus, just like I thought? Did you instantly suspect Solano? I'd like to know. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Leave me a like if you enjoyed it. And make sure you join me again in the next episode. See you then.